Hi, today I'm going to supercharge your pool game. We're going to get you from this level to this level with only 5 minutes of practice. And I guarantee you, it's going to be easy, you're going to get there really quickly, and you're going to wish you'd done this a hell of a lot sooner. So what am I talking about? I'm simply talking about introducing side spin into your positional play. So if you don't use it already, or if you use it very rarely, then you're going to want to watch this video. So let's get right into it. Let's go. So just to begin, if you don't play with side spin already, I fully understand the reason why. I've been there myself, and you're absolutely not in the minority, because most people will stop at this stage and they have the exact same fear. And it's when you've picked up this cue for the first time, just think back to that very first time. You probably couldn't even do this, make it go through in a straight line. You probably couldn't even hold it correctly. You didn't know where to aim. But every time that you play pool, you're getting better. You're learning how to hold this cue properly, how to stand properly, how to deliver it. You're retaining all the information about where to aim. So if you think about your level, you're steadily increasing, and you'll get to a point where you're starting to feel comfortable with the game. And then you introduce positional play. So you'll start varying the speed that you hit the cue ball at. You'll start playing with topspin, and you'll start playing with backspin. And it'll get you much better position on the next ball, and it makes your level go up even further. The exception to that process is when you start playing with side spin, because as we know, when you play with side spin, it pushes a cue ball off its natural path. So we'll take this shot as a perfect example. If you were faced with this shot, you know that you can pot this, and you can pot it with topspin, backspin, stun, whatever. You know where to hit that to pot it. If I said to you to play it with side spin, and you've never played with side spin before, you wouldn't actually know where to aim to pot that ball. So suddenly you've got to this level, and now you want to play with side spin, you're going to start missing balls like this that you would normally pot. So your level drops down, and that is what stops most players taking this leap into this. But it's a very short-term pain. In fact, it's only going to be 5 minutes of pain, because I'm going to show you a perfect practice routine for this. It'll take 5 minutes, and you'll soon be on your way to playing side spin. In fact, if I could go back 20 odd years, in fact, it's probably longer than that, 25 years to when I first started learning the side spin, I wish I could have told myself to do this, because it would be much easier. So, if we want to, imagine this is our last ball, and we want to get on the 8 ball, we can't possibly get here. If we play topspin, we're getting nowhere near it. We can't go back the way, we don't have the cue power to go all the way around the angles to get back for that. We can't even play some kind of crazy banana shot. We must play this shot with top left-hand side. And if we do that, then we can get on that 8 ball quite easily. Now that's quite an easy shot. I know it will be slightly tricky to begin with, but let me ask you this question. If I gave you this shot and said, have 10 goes at potting this and the 8 ball without playing side spin, how many times do you think you would pot it? Finish them both. Then I would ask you to go, right, I now want you to play it with side spin, top left-hand side spin. How many times will you pot them both? Maybe the first couple of times you might miss that ball, but you will soon learn where to aim to pot that ball. And when your cue ball is there on the 8 ball, you're not going to miss that. So that's a little something to try. If you have doubts about whether to play with side spin or not, just try that little routine to see how many times you complete it with and without side spin. But there's a couple of other things to bear in mind that I want to cover off just now. And we'll continue with this example. I want to talk about running side versus check side. So when you're practicing this, I want you to practice with running side, because most times that you play with side spin, it's going to be running side that you play with. And the reason for that is check side is a bit of a strange one. You tend to play it if you've got an unusual position shot that you need to play, or something quite precise. most of the time you tend to play with running side. And this is another thing that trips people up. Running side on this shot can be both left-hand spin and right-hand spin. And it depends on what way the cue ball is traveling. So if I play this shot with topspin, the cue ball is traveling that way to the left. So running side would be left-hand side. And that's how we get on that 8-ball with top running side. Now, if we play the same shot again, but we play it with backspin, then the cue ball is traveling to the right. So running side, in this instance, would be right-hand side, like that. Now, if that's not easy to get your head round, then another way that you might want to think about it is, think about what happens to the cue ball when it hits the cushion. Does it speed up or does it slow down? If it speeds up, it's running side. It's running with the way the cue ball is already moving. And just to show you what I mean about not playing with check side. So we'll play the shot again. Now, we'll play it with topspin. If we're playing with topspin, it's wanting to go that way. So check side would be right-hand side. So I just want to show you what happens with the cue ball here. It's kind of coming back to this position. Now, you probably wouldn't play the shot like that because you can get to that position just with a little bit of stun, like that. Easily make the same angle with stun. And it's the same with, if we play it with backspin, then check side would be left-hand side. So if we play it with backspin, oh, that was a good shot. You can see where we've got the cue ball to. I'm going to put my excuses in right now. It's 5 o'clock at night in Scotland in the middle of winter, so it's quite dark. So I've got this big light shining right on me. It's created a shadow in the pocket there. So that's my excuse. Anyway, you see where the cue ball got to there. It hit the cushion and then it slowed down almost immediately. You can get to that same position just with a little bit of bottom. So you don't tend to play those types of shots with check side. The other thing to bear in mind, so that's why we'll practice this with running side. Now, just to vary things up, I just want to say, play this, set it up as a half ball cut, and play this shot over and over and over for 5 minutes, nothing else, because that's going to be the best way to get that information up there. There's no point in playing this shot and then trying this one, because you're watching the cue ball move at a different angle. And then if you move it to there, again, you're having to judge and guess something different. So keep the shot fairly similar all the time, about a half ball cut. And that will help you retain that information. And we'll practice it with running side, so top left side, to get on the 8-ball there. And we'll also do it with running side to get down there. So if we play this plain ball just with backspin, you can see we've done not bad there. We've got decent position, but we're ending up this side of the yellow ball. So that brings into a danger that we could snooker ourselves on that. I don't know if you noticed how hard I hit that ball to get the cue ball there. If I play with bottom right-hand side, which is running side, watch how much softer I can hit this shot, and it should widen the angle to get me the other side of the yellow. You see that? So I hit that much softer. And then hard enough, I would have liked to have been closer, but I was also the right side of the yellow. So that's what we'll do. We'll play top left to get the cue ball down there, and we'll play bottom right to get down there, and then reverse it. Do it from that side of the table. So stand over there, pot into that pocket, and that way you're playing with both. You're playing every point. If you imagine a compass, you're playing on every point in the compass. You can go top left, top right, bottom left, bottom right. Because, and I find this, when you play, you can get different reactions playing with left and right-hand spin. I get a lot more right-hand spin than I do left-hand spin. I have no idea why. It could be that I don't cue through quite straight enough. So I'm maybe whipping the ball in and therefore getting more action on a right hand spin. The last thing just to bear in mind is the speed. So if you're playing this shot to get in the black there, or the 8-ball down there, you're going to be playing roughly the same speed. Now that's fine to begin with for your 5 minutes of practice. But after that, you're going to want to think about what speed does this to this. So just to give you an example, I'm going to play the same shot again, and I'm going to play it softly. And you can see I potted that right in the middle of the pocket. If I play the same shot again, and hit it quite hard, I'm going to aim at the same point. Now you see that potted in off that knuckle. That's because the harder you hit it, the more that cue ball is throwing off. So that's something else to bear in mind. So for the purpose of this, just want to get back to this point. We're running out of balls here, so this will have to be my last one. You're wanting to play the same shot, keep it the same kind of half ball cut. We're playing top left on it. We're playing the same speed roughly all the time, and we're wanting to get the cue ball over there. Now, I know what you're thinking. That sounds fairly easy, but the big point about side is we know that it pushes the cue ball off track. Where do I actually aim to be able to pot that ball? Well, fortunately, the answer is in this video right here that you're going to want to check out.